Hello and welcome to the Ask Coach Nneka segment or my Ask Coach Nneka platform. I'm really excited to get this started, to be able to answer some of the questions that you have. And interestingly, the first question I got, I think it's just an excellent way to get it started. And the question was from Yangbi, who asked, how do you get to know your why? If you remember, last week I had shared a meme about why it was important to know why you're doing what you're doing, because by doing so, you're able to overcome obstacles that you may have. And I like a quote by a German philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche. I know I'm not getting his last name well, but he said, he who has a why can endure anyhow. I mean, it's just fantastic. So Nyanga's question was, so then how do you begin to know your why? Yeah, it's one thing to say, know why you're doing what you're doing. So how are the ways you can know your why? I would say the first way to know your why, particularly in business, is to spend some quality time reflecting, to get to know yourself. Most people are so busy doing things, just running after things that they're not even sure that is worth running after, because they have not spent time to just pause and even ask, why am I even doing why I'm doing? And by you pausing, you're able to ask yourself some questions. There's also a quote I like, to thyself be true. Nobody knows about you more than yourself. And some of the questions you can ask yourself include, what do I like to do? What don't I like to do? By you spending time to do that, you come up with answers. Of course, when you get started, it's going to be quite difficult because it's not a discipline that you're used to. I mean, your mind will wander up and down, but the more you get into it, the more focused you are, and I can bet you answers will come. Another question is, what comes naturally to you? For me, for example, I like to plan. I like to think strategically and envision things. I met a lady yesterday, Helena, who is into the details. She likes to get her hands dirty and get things done. So you can see that the business that I'll be involved in is going to be very different from Helena's. I mean, I can't imagine getting into the details of things. And that's why I can then build a team who would help me doing the things that I don't really like to do. And Helena, likewise. So what comes naturally to you? What sort of things do people ask you for? Maybe for a favor? Because that will begin to show you areas that show you areas where you have strengths, where your natural strengths are. Another question, very important question to ask yourself is, what are my natural gifts? You see, God created everyone on earth with natural gifts, abilities, talents that you can use to serve others. And it's actually in the act of serving others that you find fulfillment. I'm sure you can count some really great singers, opera singers. Now, I like to sing, but I like to sing in my office or in the shower. I can't even imagine singing for the public, right? And getting paid to do that. So what are your natural gifts and abilities? I like to inspire people. I like to get people to see that things are possible. So that could be a gift of encouragement, gifts of inspiring others. What's your gift? How can you use that gift to serve others? You see, it's not just about, yes, of course, there are times when you go into business to make money. But then even then, you need to know why you are in this particular business activity that is to make money. And then it's going to be for a temporary time until you figure out what it is that you know you should be doing. Because you see, money doesn't really provide that full satisfaction or fulfillment. There's still going to be a void because you are not operating in the best possible way that you can, utilizing the gifts and the talents that you have. Now, the third way you can begin to know your how is to get feedback from friends and family that know you quite well. And you ask them, what are the areas you think I'm good at doing or good at being? Of course, that will validate the thoughts that you've already had in thinking of options that may be good for you. What are you passionate about? Of course, people will begin to tell the areas that you have passion in. Then I hope my few comments here has added some value to you and has helped you. If it has, please post your comments below. Let me get your feedback. It's important to me. Also, any other business questions that you have, you can also send me a direct message or send me an email in the email address listed below. Or if you feel comfortable, just also post that below, and then I'll take that next week. Until then, endeavor to live a significant life.